Hello everybody, welcome back. I decided to make another tier list since everyone seemed to unanimously agree that my last one was correct. Today we'll be doing a childhood shows tier list. I'll say this before we begin, this is from the perspective of a person born in the year of the tragedy. I apologize in advance if I don't bring up that 70s show or Bluey. Let's just get right into it. Starting us off, we've got Big Time Rush. Good old boy band. I feel like Big Time Rush was very impactful. In terms of an actual story, however, it was sort of just meh. I think this show makes a very good baseline. So we're gonna go C for Team Carlo. Alright, moving on. We've got Adventure Time. I remember when this first came out, it was the most annoying thing in second grade. Because everyone would be just constantly being like, what time is it? Adventure Time! Shit fucking pissed me off. But, I mean, the show itself is actually pretty damn good. It has really good world building, although goofy and whimsical as it is. I still feel like there's something missing with it though, in terms of an entertainment aspect. So we're going right into A. Very good show. Alright, Ben 10. Ben 10 used to be one of my favorite shows growing up, but I've grown to have PTSD for this, because I've played a Roblox game mode, and the theme song was just blasting on loop for hours on end, so it's just completely etched into my being now. I'm gonna try to act like these don't exist, but they do. So we're going into B. Alright. iCarly. iCarly was a very generation-defining show. I think that iCarly really came out at the perfect time. It came out just as the rise of the internet and things such as YouTube and Twitch were on the rise. There's a lot of little quirky things that would happen in the show. You know, you got your spaghetti tacos and stuff. I do distinctly remember there was this one episode where they were trying to break the 24-hour streaming record. That was the big thing, and as a kid, I was like, whoa. But looking back on it in hindsight, it's kind of funny because half the streamers now, that's just a typical Wednesday. So ignoring the whole Schneider debacle, I've got no qualms putting this right up there in S. Great show. Uncle Grandpa. Okay, now I'm going to be completely transparent with everyone. I didn't make this video to give you my opinion on the different childhood shows. I made this tier list so that I could express how much I hate Uncle Grandpa. What the fuck is this shit? What is this thing? It creeps me out. Uncle Grandpa? And the supporting cast isn't any better. Who the Pizza Steve? I absolutely fucking loathe this show. The creepiest thing about this is, canonically, this creature can just pop into our universe right now and put you into fucking hell for a millennia until you agree to let him kidnap your fucking child. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is going into the fucking bottom of F tier. Okay, Courage the Cowardly Dog. This one is disturbing. It horrified me as a child, and I did not look forward to seeing it. But I do think, in terms of it being a show that's trying to scare children, I think it did a pretty damn good job. It traumatized a generation. You all know that one episode. For some reason, people like this, so that I say, how many people have you killed? I'm gonna go put it in C. Alright, The Amazing World of Gumball. Gumball is a show that I've come to appreciate a whole lot more as I've gotten older. This was sort of the last good show on TV before everyone started to become toddlers to account for the dwindling market share of live television. It's good. It wasn't the best show by any means. I think it's a solid B. Alright, Johnny Bravo. I hate this man. It would piss me off whenever he would go on the screen. I didn't understand what was going on. He was some grown-ass man hanging out with children. What the hell is that? What is that about? They had this whole Elvis shit going on, but I didn't know who the hell Elvis was. The creators of the show definitely enjoyed it way more than anyone watching it. That shit's going in D. Wizards of Waverly Place. This show was awesome. You had the wizards, all the little spells and all that shit. It was always cool. I will say I think the power system here is completely out of whack. I don't think they knew what they were doing with the spells. I distinctly remember one time playing with the kids in my neighborhood, and we were playing wizards, and none of us knew any other spell other than the pancake one, so we just kept using that over and over again. Really good show though. The vampire was hot. I'm putting in A. Speaking of the vampire, Good Luck Charlie. This was Modern Family for children. It's a very mid show. I'm putting it in C. Alright, Pokemon. I feel like Pokemon's something that unites generations. You know what you're gonna get with Pokemon. You know what you're gonna get. Ash is gonna be incompetent and refuse to evolve his Pokemon and then inevitably just lose. But it was fun. I mean, every episode was basically the exact same. It took the kid about 30 years to finally win, so I'm gonna put it in A. Alright. This show was swag. Plus 100 aura. That's what the kids say these days, right? Every episode was a bundle of joy. My absolute favorite. I'm putting that in S. Alright, Scooby-Doo. It's a little hard to evaluate this one because there's just so many damn iterations. It's a classic. It's gonna live on forever. When I was a younger child, I definitely fucked with Scooby-Doo the most. In terms of a plot, there's not too much to it. Each episode was sort of its own thing. Everyone seems to want to fuck the goth chicks. It's going in A. Alright, SpongeBob SquarePants. Out of all the shows on this list, say what you want about the later seasons of this show. This show has probably the biggest cultural impact out of any of them. You've all seen different memes and slop involving this show. I don't think there's too much to say. I'm putting this in S. Alright, Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is a pretty good show. It's actually a really good show with all, like, an actual progressing plot and all that. The issue with this is not the show, but rather the fans. They have to be some of the most cringy fans I've ever seen. There's definitely some overlap between Gravity Falls fans and Steven Universe fans, and I can't move past that, so I'm putting this in B. Alright, Victorious. Yes, another Dan Schneider schlop. I love me some schlop. There's not much to say about this, other than Ariana Grande was in this. It's going in C. Generic-ass Schneider. Alright, Total Drama Island. I remember this was the talk of the town back in 2nd grade. Everyone was trying to figure out who was going to win. Let it be known that I called Owen day one. I'm a day one Owen. The first season was phenomenal. However, it fell off hard. I don't know what the hell the rest of this shit is. Yeah, it's going in C. And it's getting hard carried by that first season. Alright, Avatar The Last Airbender. I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off with this one, especially since there were so many people that just randomly became Avatar fans out of the blue a couple years back. I'm not going to lie, I really hate the way he looks. One of the issues with a lot of these plot-driven shows is, as a kid, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Unless you were somehow lucky enough to see every single episode in order, it was just, you were just rolling your dice. Maybe you knew what was going on, maybe you didn't. I also think there's a huge issue with the fans. They must be slurping on that Schneider juice or something, because it seems like every single one of them have some crazy-ass fucking foot fetish. I mean, these are like literal children. Like, what the hell are we doing? I'm putting it in B. Alright, Star Wars The Clone Wars. Separating the filth that is Star Wars today from what was the Clone Wars. This was the shit, okay? You had your little fucking guns and military and shit. It was like... Yeah, fucking badass. Anyway, Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. This... How do I put this? This was disgusting. What was this? Really? Who Captain Knuckles? Who the fuck is that? What is that thing? There'd be like random gross zoom-ins and shit. Is that supposed to be funny? I wanted to throw up. This show made me very, very uncomfortable. Easy D. All right, Fairly Odd Parents. This was a good one. I got a lot of dopamine from this one. Was it just a me thing, or did anyone else not read the title correct? I used to think it was like Fairy Godparents or like Fairly Godparents or something. It did pretty good. They had eventually like a poof. Don't know what was going on with that. It's a B. All right, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. This was a fun one. This was like every kid's dream to fuck around in a hotel. I definitely think that this show caused a lot of children to be absolute menaces on vacation, going up and down the elevator and all that. It is a solid A. All right, Jessie. It's a very generic show. My issue with it, though, is that it's the same name as my dog that died last year, so we're going in D. Speaking of dog with a blog. I feel like when this show was created, I think the pitch they had was that there's a dog with a blog, and that was it. That was the whole pitch, and they just greenlit it because kids like talking animals. I can't remember a single person in this show other than the dog, so we're gonna go in D. All right, Phineas and Ferb. This one's also a pretty good one. Mr. Triangle Man and Stoic Ferb. Every episode was pretty similar. The plot was very similar, but it had enough pretty colors and all that stuff to push me through it. I liked it a lot. We're going into A or B. Fuck. Yeah. It's going in B. All right, final show, Teen Titans. This show was awesome. You had your superheroes. You had all the different ones with different powers. You could, want to be, like fucking with some Beast Boy or something. It had an awesome plot. I don't know why they stopped making episodes. Teen Titans is going to go right in...
Teen Titans go.
Not again. Right an S. All right, well, that's my tier list for the childhood TV shows. If you disagree, I will be hosting a boxing event at these coordinates on August the 8th. I'll see you there. Otherwise, have a blessed evening. Hey, I'm Dan Schneider. Take him the phone right now. I don't recognize your number. You know what to do.